Hey everybody, welcome back to another Eagle's Nest video. This is Michael, and I have today's winner, Vpassion, who won our box tournament. So in this tournament, we had 3 boxes for prizing, split amongst the top 8. Vpassion went 4-0 undefeated playing Jupiter. Vpassion, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Um, Good to see you all, and thanks for inviting me, Michael.
You've been playing this deck for a while now, actually. Right after Nationals, where you played Royal Knights, you switched to Jupiter, which has been a while. Actually, yeah, it's been a while now because I think that was in February. Is that right? You switched to this deck and you've been playing since March, April, May, June, so it's 4 months of experience with this deck.
Yep, definitely, and that's definitely my, I guess, approach to decks I like. Once I like the deck, I'll commit to it for a format, and if it's great, I'll just keep going.
That's good. Okay, I'm the same way. It's really fun to not just become great at a deck, but to really master it and become what feels like maybe the best or one of the best players on a deck. It's like you are the authority on that topic. And I feel like you are the authority on this deck, if not many other decks, but this deck today. So we're looking at the list here. It's mostly a Jupiter deck. You are splashing a couple things. So you have, for example, the Dianamon, it feels like a splash, and also the 4-cost Asuna feels like a splash. So why do you play these extra cards that are not really Jupiter specific?
Yeah, I guess for this format, it's been just a little bit grindier, especially and grindy. I don't mean like long games. I mean like you're trading stack for stack. For example, if you see some of the Beelstar matchups where like my Jupiter deletes their Beelstar deletes my Jupiter. I need to make a new Jupiter to delete their Beelstar, and so on and so forth. And then just having that Asuna helps me get back in the game. Whether I'm missing whatever piece I'm missing, it's not a main strategy. It's just more of like a side companion. When you have it, games are you're able just to elongate those kind of back and forths.
Okay, so the Asuna, what you're telling me is you're playing a card like Asuna because the value of drawing these cards of return and getting the memory, even though you don't get the second main part, but the draw one and the gain of memory of return is value over the
Mhm.
long game.
Yep.
Also, you're you're playing the typical tamers: Asuna, Hiroko, Homeros, Inori. I feel like you cut an Asuna down to fit this other Asuna so that you don't run into
Yeah.
the name problem with the AGO, but having a greater variety of tamers makes it so AGO usually has something to play out even in the mid game or late game when you're still playing out AGOs, you can still play out a tamer. Is that right?
Yeah. One thing I'll add is I swapped out my third Asuna for this BT25 Asuna because folks are familiar with TS now and they'll be trying to choke you out of your benefits, so putting you at 5. So having this other Asuna just ensures me a draw and a memory gain, regardless of where I'm at. There's no other restriction. My entire deck is TS, so well, not entire, but it's easy to proc, and just having that as another layer just to buff out getting locked up at 5.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit about Dianamon. This deck doesn't win you games, but it definitely slows the game down, gives you the time for your Jupiter to win it for you. It does also, it's a purple, so you can go into Shine Gray off of it. What matchup specifically made you think, you know what, we can't run Venusmon anymore, or whatever other TS level 6, it had to be Dianamon at 2?
Yeah, with Volcanus and Beat Break Glowing Dawn specifically, I feel like when if I have Venus, or Venus just doesn't hold off that aggression turn. They could just ignore her and go for security checks, I guess. Yeah,
Mhm.
but at least Diana has a defensive measure where it'll stop their alliance. If they're a rookie and they don't go into the 6,000 DP Cougar, it'll strip their egg, and another
Mhm.
um, just if they have XYZ of going for lethal and you cut out at least X or Y or X and Y, you at least narrow down their chances of going for lethal, and in that case, buying yourself a turn.
Yeah, you slow the chain down, remove some of their inherits, and then stop them from really ending the game that turn. Another
Yeah,
card,
and
actually. Go ahead, go ahead.
oh yeah, yeah. One more thing about Diana is like she's not like, oh, I'm just gonna build Diana and know that she's a defensive wall and save me from say beat break. But it's more so having her alongside of a setup to recur. So if you just put all your eggs in basket into Diana, that's not gonna work. So you sort of have to like map out your turns to where you're setting up to Hiroko or Asuna or have another stack incoming from either the Tamers or you're raising to have Diana be effective. But yeah, if you're just throw everything in Dana and they remove her, you still lose tempo, and you still
Right.
basically lose board control. Yep.
Yeah, because like she doesn't have defense, and unless you evolve over one of your decode Agios, you've really just done nothing with Dianamon. So it has to be effective when it comes out, and you cannot waste time with her on board for multiple turns. It has to be backed up immediately by a new stack then following turn. The other card I wanted to
Yep.
point at was the Odin's Breath. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have ways in your deck to choose to put this into security because you recover off the top of your deck only, not from hand. But like this card has so much synergy when it is in security, and it's even
Yep.
pretty good when it's in your hand because you are controlling
Yep.
your own security a lot. Like the number of security that you have. So you're always getting that 6 or fewer total cards in security for both players whenever you want. It's not like, oh, my opponent, combined we have 7, nothing you could do about it. There's a lot you could do about it to get this active.
Yep. I would say in previous format, I tried it before, like on the early onset, and I would just be sad a lot when it would be in my hand because that happens quite often. But in this format, it's also very effective in hand. For example, again, in matchups like Beelstar, you can just play it and buy yourself a guaranteed turn. You know, of course, people are like, "Oh, I'll tech for you. I'll add in Magna Kid, or I'll add in Sec +1." But a majority of decks aren't going to do that just for you. So, you playing Odin's Breath for 5, Beelstar literally cannot kill you. Like, there's no, unless of course they tech in that Sec +1, but you having it in hand is not as bad as it was. And also, just another fodder for Asuna, the BT25 one, in case it needs to be. And yeah, and you're also recovering.
This one.
Yeah. And you're also trashing, recovering two pretty often with Jupiter. So if if you don't already have it in hand, the cycle of it.
Did you say it's fodder for this?
Yeah, because you can trash any option to Evo.
Oh,
the main.
Evo. Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you could only use this Evo part in Three Musketeers, but actually I missed something. It says or the TS trait, so you can actually use this. You could get the full use out of Asuna in your deck. Okay, so this card is actually good in all TS decks.
And that's what I was saying. So many times I would be missing a Agio BT24, but he's in trash, or a Jupiter, but he's in trash, or any of the level 5s. So the trash becomes another toolbox that you can tap into to Evo into for reduction of 1. So sometimes when you're at 0, or you're at 0 memory, but you have 1 security, you can even Asuna grab the Jupiter from trash, Evo for 0 because it reduces by 1. Such and such, things like that.
That's some like, and you could be in security, gets trashed, and now you have this guy out, this girl out, and your security is a resource. Your trash is this is cracked, man. Like the amount of synergy that you were able to put together that I don't think Bandai intended is crazy. Obviously, Blinding Race so good in a deck that gets bonuses when you lose security, and the +2 memory is like sometimes the trashing the top security is better than the 2 memory you're gaining, but like this card is just so good. We don't have to talk about that too much. Homeros is only at 2. A lot of Jupiter players really like to put Homeros in their deck, but you're only playing 2, so why reduce the number?
Yeah, I think she was way more easy to get out freely when we were playing more Minervas. Like Minerva at 2, like helped the third Homeros, just getting out another Homeros for free. But I went down to 2 to make space for other decks and stuff, and I still see her, not all the time, but geez, yeah, I don't miss. I would say a third copy.
You don't miss it? Okay, so you're
Yeah,
happy at 2. Got it.
yeah.
Um,
For two, in compromise for a more teched out uh, build, I guess.
I wanted to ask about the level 4s also. So I remember in the past you had Cyclone in the deck. Now you don't. You just go pure Agio. Maybe there was another level 4 that I'm just not remembering. But
Old
what's?
AGO, but yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, the blocker barrier, right? Yeah. So
Hmm.
now you don't use that Agio at all. You don't have Cyclone. How happy are you? Like, obviously, everybody loves this guy, but how happy are you with this Agio? Obviously, you're playing 4 of him, but is he really, like, so much better than every other possible level 4?
Yeah, definitely. He's still an AGO in name, and him being able to add your security, proc your Nori, proc your Sunamon. The synergy is still way like having more triggers, more lines of play available to you than being a vanilla body is amazing.
All right. Uh, and did you want to mention anything about your deck or give any tips?
Um, yeah, if you notice, like in between theaters here, it was the fourth copy of Hiroko. Again, it just helps the like people will try to adapt and give you five, but then if you play in between theater, um, it just creates more dilemma. It makes it so that 5 TS memory giveaway is not as, or it's more back in favor on your own plate, right?
Yeah, you're
And
putting your opponent in a position where there's no real right play for them to make.
yeah, and then Abyss Sanctuary, I tried it out. Like this is my second week of trying it out now. I just added it for another option target for Asuna, but I also found out, ironically, that it's quite fun against Speed Break because I put it in my security, then my Jupiter and my Agios become blocker with barrier, and when they do 3 checks into my security, I just block and barrier, and I lose 1 security instead of 3. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's
Once
yeah.
you've blocked one of those attacks, like, you're basically not losing that turn.
Yeah. And then I guess the other cute thing that you can do is if you're at 0 security, sometimes you have Inori, but you're at 0 securities and there's no way to trigger Inori. So you can play Abyss for 3,
Mhm.
and then play Agio, one of the 2 Agios, for an additional 2. Then now you have something to add to your hand. So you add it to your hand and you effectively proc Inori.
Yep. And
Yep.
you're
So you
gonna
can go
go
into Rush for
into
game, or you can, yeah,
level
just continue
5s,
your thing.
right?
Yep.
And then you have the Abyss in your hand again, and then you could do the
Yep.
combo as long as you don't run out of AGOs. You could keep flipping that combo over and over again.
Yep.
Right. And you have your own YouTube, and obviously you're the master of Jupitermon, so you have YouTube videos about Jupitermon on that channel. Do you want to talk about what people can expect if they go check out your YouTube?
Yeah, for sure. And by all means, I'm not like a master of all these decks I choose to play. I just really invest the time and really enjoy like figuring out like its limits, I guess, and just enjoy that whole deep dive on that deck. And if you come to my channel, you'll find what season of deck I'm currently on, and there's videos of gameplay in the live sections where I do our tournament runs weekly, and then the deck profiles where just breaking down each card week by week, how they performed or what I think about them and how they synergize with the deck, or other ways that you can, navigate the deck. Because I think on face hand, Jupiter has a certain idea of range of imagination, but I think underneath there's a lot of ways you can adapt to how you play it than what it appears to be.
Okay, I'll share Vpassion's YouTube in the details or descriptions, and check him out. Give him a subscribe. Thank you so much, Vpassion, for sharing your road to victory here with the Jupitermon deck. You're an inspiration to all Jupitermon players. I gotta say, like, being there to play with you when you played Imperial and Royal Knights really helped me become better. So, guys, if you want to become better at Jupitermon, I'm sure he's still gonna play this deck even after EX12 comes out. Follow him. It's still gonna be a powerful deck. You have all the tech you need. And have a good night. Thanks, Vpassion.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, appreciate all the videos you upload weekly and holding down the community at Eagle's Nest. being a very strong figure and keeping us all together and active.